Whether you live for the great outdoors or are scoping out a weekend getaway with the family, WSAV is on your side to help you plan. This is Destination Vacation.
Hi, I'm Danny Dykes, and if you're like me, you love a good vacation. But with travel so difficult these days, we thought you can use some advice. We scanned the Southeast for some easy getaways that are in reach, safe, and eager for you to visit. Let's get right into it. First stop on our trip is Six Flags Over Georgia.
If you're looking for family fun in Georgia, Six Flags Over Georgia is back open for business with new safety measures. But be sure to make a reservation, as Six Flags Over Georgia now requires them to enter the park.
In order to show up at Six Flags this summer, you're going to have to make that reservation first. You can do that at sixflags.com/reserve. Once you make your reservation, come on down to the park at your designated time. You'll go through a couple of different safety measures, but then it's on to the fun and on to the screams and laughs.
Six Flags is doing everything it can to make sure its guests are safe. Now all guests and employees are required to wear masks and have their temperature taken prior to entering the park. Once inside, you'll be able to find hand sanitizing and washing stations scattered throughout the park, as well as around-the-clock cleaning staff.
Yes, so continuous and rigorous cleaning is going to be happening throughout the park at all of our high touch point locations. Whether it's a food location, a bathroom, doorknobs, you name it, we're going to be cleaning it with our new teams here today.
So they have these hand sanitizing stations and these hand washing stations just about everywhere around the park. So if you guys are worried about where they're going to be, just trust me, they are just about everywhere.
Six Flags is also asking park goers to adhere to social distancing. Throughout the park, there will be signage informing guests of the proper procedures. Now, even with all of these new safety rules, that didn't stop Six Flags guests from having a good time. We spoke with one of the families who were the first ones to come through the gate.
You guys are probably one of the first families to come through the gate for the reopening of Six Flags. How does it feel?
It feels good, honestly. We're so excited!
What's young man, what's the first ride that you guys are going to be riding today?
The mine train.
The mine train? Okay.
Yes. That's our starter ride.
That's the warm-up ride. Okay. All right. So you guys got the warm-up ride. What's the main event?
The Goliath.
You'll still find all of the same fun rides you've come to expect from the park. And with all of the new safety measures, Six Flags Over Georgia promises a fun and safe time for you and your family, and it's definitely something you'll want to check out. From Austell, Georgia, this is Brandon Dawson.
Sounds like fun, and once again, you need a reservation for Six Flags Over Georgia. You can find the link and other info on our website. Just go to wsav.com/destinationvacation. And if amusement parks aren't your scene, you can find a mix of southern charm and city fun on the banks of the Savannah River in Augusta. Devin Johnson has more.
Welcome to Augusta, home of the Masters. Golf fans from all over the world travel here to see golf's most famous tournament. However, the Garden City offers more than just the Masters. Augusta is known for its deep history, art culture, and authentic dining experience.
Obviously, you can dine everywhere that you go, but Augusta's culinary scene and Augusta's foodie scene is very popular, and it is really growing.
To learn more about our city, the first stop you want to make is at Augusta & Company. It's an innovative experience center located in the heart of downtown Augusta. Local experts make recommendations of activities to do before venturing out into the city.
We try to ask the right questions of a visitor, find out what it is they're interested in, and then tell them what can they do in Augusta that will really satisfy that need and give them, again, that authentic experience.
There are several outdoor activities to experience Augusta's natural beauty. The first tee of Augusta should be one on your bucket list. It's a 9-hole golfing facility, and it only costs $5 to play.
The money that they spend to enjoy that family tradition here is investing in the youth of Augusta.
You don't have to be a golf fan to have a good time at the first tee. Jill Brown says it's the perfect place for a family outing.
And you could say, you know what, we've got this great little place called First Tee that introduced me and my family to golf. We may not be diehard golfers yet, but we're getting there. And it helps you have an appreciation for what you're watching and for the sport that brings revenue and visitors to our community and has benefited a lot of people.
If you're looking for good indoor activities, the Morris Museum has an amazing art gallery. And the historic Miller Theater always have must-see performances. But if you want to sit down and have a nice drink, check out the Savannah River Brewing Company.
We want that atmosphere where people can go out, have a beer or two, but they don't have to worry about finding a babysitter. They can sit down and actually have fun as a family, or just go out with some friends and enjoy the time as well.
This brewing facility thrives on hosting weekly events. Its uniqueness brings more revenue to the city.
Now that Riverwatch and us have been open for a couple years, craft sales make up almost 6% of all sales.
Augusta is the perfect destination for your next trip. You know, many famous musicians once called Augusta home, like Lady A, Jesse Norman, and James Brown, the godfather of soul. In Augusta, Georgia, I'm Devin Johnson.
Well, if you'd prefer to stick a little closer to home, here's an idea. You can check out a Savannah riverboat cruise. WSAV was able to hitch a ride on the Georgia Queen, an impressive 230-foot, three-story replica riverboat. The scenery was terrific, and its huge open-air deck allowed plenty of space to social distance while taking in a beautiful sunset.
Visiting Savannah, this is probably the best package deal for a family. Bet you we cost about the same as a movie theater experience once you include popcorn and drink.
Don't go away, we're only just getting started. Next, we're headed to South Carolina when Destination Vacation returns. Welcome back to Destination Vacation on WSAV. I'm Danny Dykes. If you like to drive, the trip up the South Carolina coast is loaded with lots of sights like the Hunting Island State Park and the Hunting Island Lighthouse in Beaufort County. Plus, a few hours further up Highway 17 sits a little town that claims to be the best kept secret in the Palmetto State. Taylor Hernandez takes us to historic Georgetown.
Nestled between Myrtle Beach and Charleston is historic Georgetown. A place you can get lost in architecture that predates the American Revolution, learn the history of the third oldest county in South Carolina, or spend an afternoon shopping.
I love Georgetown. It's fun.
Or eating.
Restaurants, so many wonderful restaurants. It's so wonderful.
Susan owns Ricebirds 1 and Ricebirds 2, boutiques in the historic district. She moved to Georgetown from California.
I just will never go back to a busy state, and this is absolutely perfect here for me.
The lifestyle and the people in Georgetown are exactly what brought Melanie Hine and Michael Caldwell here from California as well.
Michael loves being downtown where it takes 45 minutes to walk a block because everybody knows him and says hello and greets him. And I love the people that I see and meet in the shops. They're so supportive. They understand supporting locals, supporting small.
Melanie and Michael stock the shelves at Indigo Bakery and Indigo Mercantile with freshly baked cookies, wines, and all the necessities you'd ever need if docking in Georgetown. They also try to serve the most local goods they can.
It's better for our business for people to see recognizable products, but it also connects us differently to the South because I'm not a Southerner. I'm a California girl in South Carolina. So it's helped me learn the area, but I think it's really what makes people feel like they're in the low country.
If shopping or bakery hopping isn't your thing, though, Georgetown is also a port, and it's famous for its fishing. Historic Georgetown is home to 5 fishing charters and 4 marinas, giving you the best view of the Intracoastal Waterway. On Front Street, you'll find a must-stop cafe for animal lovers. Purr and Pour, it's a spot where you can sip your coffee and play with cats.
We have a little coffee shop with great coffee, some snacks, merchandise. It's really fun. It's all cat themed. And so folks can either completely stay away from the cats in the no cat zone coffee shop, or they can hang out right here with the cats.
The owners say when they moved to Georgetown from New Jersey, they wanted to find a way to give back.
The whole point is to make them comfortable until they find their forever home.
Whether you're a fisherman, shopaholic, animal lover, or just hungry, Front Street in Georgetown knows a place with a view. I'm Taylor Hernandez reporting.
Did you know that one of the best zoos in America is found in upstate South Carolina? Micah Rumsey takes us on a wild adventure in Riverbank Zoo and Garden.
Kids and adults can all agree a trip to the zoo makes any vacation even better. So when you're in South Carolina, Riverbank Zoo has to be included on your itinerary. Don't let the small city feel of Columbia fool you. Riverbanks was recently named a top 10 zoo in the entire country by USA Today, beating out big city zoos in Memphis, New Orleans, and Dallas. Riverbank Zoo is 170 acres of animal interactions and activities that give you close-up views while not forcing you to walk for miles. Do you want big-name animals? You can hang out with a family of lowland gorillas, including 2 recent additions to the troupe. Dorothy would feel right at home checking out the lions, tigers, and bears. Get close without getting wet while you watch the seals and sea lions train. Do you want animal interaction? Feed a herd of giraffes as you stand eye level with the friendly giants. Sign up for behind-the-scene tours where you can chat with trainers as you meet penguins, otters, and a variety of other zoo residents. Don't forget to stop in to feed the lorikeets. They have no problem making your acquaintance. Do you want adventure? Climb to the top of a ropes course to get a rare look down on the giraffes. Or climb through the trees and soar like an eagle as you zip line over the Saluda River. A beautiful view can make you forget about that fear of heights. Once you've seen the over 2,000 animals the zoo has to offer, take a scenic walk or ride the tram over to Riverbank's Gardens. The 70-acre botanical garden boasts over 4,200 species of native and exotic plants. You may be inspired to spruce up your yard back home. So pack up the family and set out on your own wild encounter at Riverbank Zoo. Reporting in Columbia, South Carolina, I'm Micah Rumsey.
And while the zoo is open to visitors, they're reminded that mask and time tickers are required for entry. You can find the link and other Riverbank Zoo info on our website. Just go to wsav.com/destinationvacation. Don't go away. Next, we're headed to Virginia when Destination Vacation returns. Welcome back to Destination Vacation. They say Virginia is for lovers. Well, you're going to love our next stop, Colonial Williamsburg. Check it out.
Walking through the streets of Colonial Williamsburg, you may notice more people enjoying the outdoors.
We are fortunate to have so much acreage, so we could move a lot of things outside, and that's what you see open right now, are predominantly outdoor activities.
The Vice President of Education, Research, and Historical Interpretation, Beth Kelly, says when coronavirus forced Colonial Williamsburg to shut down, they planned ahead and made some changes. You may notice interpreters wearing face masks.
Our interpreters practiced with the face masks just to make sure that they could project.
Kelly says they moved as much as they could out to the streets so families and visitors can still experience what their 18th century community is like.
We have outdoor stages in which we do theater productions, as well as our animals are out on the streets.
And if you need to take a break and grab some food or drinks, outdoor dining is expanded, with more tables added and spaced 6 feet apart. Robert Underwood, the Vice President of Operations, says restrooms have been modified too.
We converted all our public restrooms to touchless, which means we put foot pools on the doors.
And if your family is taking a bus over, well, they've been cleaned too.
It's a fine mist. It has a charge on the particle, and it attaches to the surfaces, and that will disinfect the surfaces. It kills any germs within a few seconds, and then once it dries, it continues to be active.
Underwood says this type of cleaning will continue to happen to keep cleanliness a top priority and make visitors feel safe. In Williamsburg, Virginia, I'm Deanna Betaneschi for Destination Vacation.
To the west of Colonial Williamsburg, in the Virginia mountains, you'll find a National Historic Landmark that is too good to miss. Haley Henson takes us to Natural Bridge State Park.
Looking for a place to explore? What better than a natural wonder of the world? Today we visit Natural Bridge, Virginia in Rockbridge County, both of which are named after the awe-inspiring and nature-sculpted arch that sits amongst the Blue Ridge Mountains. When people think of Natural Bridge, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, obviously, the Natural Bridge State Park. It's amazing, and you have to see it while you're here.
Anita Aaron with the Natural Bridge Historic Hotel sends all of her guests across the street to explore the former 7th natural wonder of the world.
It is definitely a natural wonder. The world has been on the list of natural wonders, so we can still claim that.
Park manager Jim Jones says visitors from all around the world come to visit the 215-foot tall natural limestone arch.
We've had people from every state in the Union here, countries all over the globe, and we even get diplomatic plates that are in the parking lot.
Carved by Cedar Creek over thousands of years, sacred to the Monacan tribe and revered by the American colonists, this bridge, formerly owned by Thomas Jefferson and marked with President George Washington's initials, has plenty to do.
When you finish this trail, Cedar Creek Trail, there are 3 other trails in the park. The Buck Hill Trail is about a 2-mile trail. Blue Ridge Trail is about a 4-mile trail. But the newest one that we just opened this year is Skyline Trail.
Jones describes the Natural Bridge as a gateway, one that you have to see in person.
We look at this park as a gateway for people, for all walks of life, families to be able to come and experience the outdoors in a way they have never experienced it before.
In Natural Bridge, Haley Henson for Destination Vacation.
And we're not done yet. When we come back, we're headed to the Tar Heel State. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Destination Vacation. North Carolina is known for its beaches and its mountains. Tatiana Cash takes us to Asheville, home to the Blue Ridge Parkway and the Biltmore Estate.
While the look of vacationing has changed, here in Asheville, businesses of all kinds are helping you adjust to the new normal. In downtown Asheville, Pack Square is alive, full of rich sounds, restaurants, and places to stay.
Asheville is, in all its natural beauty, is still the same place. We have Art Deco buildings and history, outdoor spaces in the mountains and the rivers and the lakes. We have the Biltmore Estate. It's all still here.
Hotel Heiress on North Pack Square is where General Manager David McCartney says his dog-friendly 128-room hotel has figured out ways to keep social distancing, cleanliness, and guest comfort as top priorities.
Think light switches, think door handles, things like that that we've always cleaned in the past, but now we're disinfecting them as well. We removed something we're calling non-essential items. Things that didn't necessarily have to be in the room, that could be touched by previous guests, that maybe aren't easy to disinfect.
And that need for safety is felt throughout the community, says Explore Asheville's Dodie Stevens.
We have joined together with local businesses, restaurants, and attractions, and have created the Asheville Cares Stay Safe Pledge. What the pledge does is it allows us to welcome visitors to the community, but also to say to everyone that this is a shared responsibility.
In North Carolina, you are required to wear a mask in public locations where you are not able to keep a safe social distance of 6 feet. When heading out on the town, it's best not to get stuck on going to one specific location.
My number one tip is to kind of have plan A, plan B, and plan C. You know, other people have that idea that they want to get out as well.
One guaranteed social distancing location, Hotel Heiress's elevator. Guests actually choose their floor before getting onto the cab, and then that takes you directly to your desired location with no pit stops. And whether it's one of the guest rooms or suites, Asheville is the room. With local commissioned artwork.
There's one of these in every guest room that looks the same, but they're all individually made and it represents the French Broad River.
The room's design.
Decorative arches that are a nod to the Art Deco.
And of course, the majestic views, looking over downtown Asheville and Mountain Range. But since this is a vacation, you have to leave the room at some point. And while the views and equipment at the gym are great, it doesn't count.
The flavor of Asheville is still here, just on a smaller scale for the time being.
So if you're looking for a place to stay or just something to do, Asheville has something for everyone. Tatiana Cash, Destination Vacation.
And this is so cool. There's a place in North Carolina dedicated to saving and protecting wild cats in captivity. Shannon Smith takes us to Carolina Tiger Rescue.
All right, so first thing we have to do.
Summer campers at Carolina Tiger Rescue watch these big cats create paw cassos.
And the tigers and other cats really love to just roll in that paint and sniff it and feel it and lick it, and you know, that's just one of the ways that we keep them happy and healthy, physically and mentally stimulated.
50 animals live at the sanctuary, and not just tigers. They also house leopards and lions, caracals and cougars, all rescued from people or organizations that could no longer care for them. Like Raja, an off-duty police officer in North Carolina, found the tiger abandoned.
He was found along the side of a road outside of Charlotte with his sister Kayla. They were about 6 months old. They were just walking down the side of a road.
Fan favorite Elvis Serval just showed up in a cat cage at the sanctuary one day.
He's a small cat, but he is so feisty and so engaging. His story, I think, is what really makes people love him. He was actually a family pet, and the family surrendered him to Carolina Tiger Rescue.
Other animals came from traveling zoos or circuses. All the animals now enjoy a life of leisure and sometimes laughs at the rescue.
So you can be guaranteed that we're taking excellent care of these animals, and the experience that you're going to have out here with your family is one of education as well as amazement.
Tour guides take visitors on an hour-and-a-half walk through the sanctuary, sharing the stories of the animals and educating them about their plight in the wild and captivity.
One, they come out, they experience seeing a tiger or a lion kind of up close, they get that experience, but at a safe distance that's safe for the animals. At the same time, they're learning about that species, why it's important to protect them.
And it's that up-close experience, like standing just a few feet from two lions, that makes a lasting impression.
People really form dynamic attachments to the animals, and it changes their lives.
In Chatham County, North Carolina, I'm Shannon Smith reporting.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed Destination Vacation and maybe got some great ideas for your next getaway. Remember, just have fun and be safe wherever you go. I'm Danny Dykes. Thank you for watching.